Use a Swiss ball, great for core stabilization to work the inner muscles around the gut here. Just going to start off sitting on it, okay? Stretch and then up into a pike. And you squeeze and you come back down.
We got the makeup artist taking pictures off camera, I just want you to know. Today, it's our British show. We've been scouring the globe for the top fitness pros. Today, Andy Ashton and Rob Riches are here from London. Andy's going to tell you why it's better to work in than work out. Rob will tell you how progressive cycles of nutrition and exercise will get you in top shape. And later in the show, both will demonstrate weak point training to get all of you in peak shape. Great to have you here today, Andy.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
So a couple of months ago, I got an email from you saying you watched the show on YouTube and you wanted to be on. So you came all the way from London to be here. So I appreciate that.
Here I am today in the US, loving every moment of it. Thank you for having me.
But I think you look like the perfect Californian, though, by the way.
Yeah, well, everyone says that I should have been born here. An English boy in an American body.
All right. So what are you going to tell us about working in instead of working out?
Well, today in modern society, a lot of people are already worked out due to the amount of stress from financial, mental, emotional stress. So a lot of people cannot actually afford to work out.
Right.
So to the degree that your body is already stressed and you go and hit the gym, let's say 30-40 minutes on a treadmill, a stepper, a bike, you're going to release more stress hormones and become more tissue destructive.
Okay.
What I would recommend for these type of people is what I call working in. These are energizing exercises. It actually does take energy to build energy, the same way it takes money to make money. So you do have to a certain degree, get your body up and moving and running. But I will demonstrate some energizing exercises, which I'll show you that you can perform, which will help develop energy in the body. Then to the point where your energy starts building up, the stress levels will diminish, and then your capacity to work out will increase. It's a major mistake just to go in the gym and beat on a treadmill and a stepper and a cardio for 30-40 minutes when your body's already stressed out. And you only need to go into a gymnasium and see the whole people who are there that are already stressed through so many different types of stresses to the body, and therefore you'll see these people beating away on a treadmill and they fail to change body shape all the time. I've known people to be working running and cycling continuous 7 days, sometimes twice a day, and still fail to lose body fat and change their body shape. So you mean
kind of overtraining in addition to everything else?
Well, they're already overtrained because due to malnutrition, the body's stressed financially, mentally, emotionally, and then when they're going into the gym to perform the exercise, they're working the bodies out even more. And therefore it ends up becoming repetitive stress, which eventually leads to injury. And if your mechanics are not fully functional, let's say your gait, which is walking, then jogging and sprinting, now you don't all need to jog and sprint, but you definitely need to be able to walk. But if your body is not fully functional and you're therefore running and your body cannot walk in a correct environment with proper mechanics, you're only going to add more stress to the bones and joints and to your overall body. And for that reason, a lot of people fail to change their body shape when they go to the gym because they don't understand the whole point of changing their overall physique and what they're actually there for.
Okay. I want to find out what those exercises are, but do you see a lot of people who have problems walk kind of funny?
A lot of people have a lot of dysfunctions, yeah. They're very weak in the bones and the joints, and to add, walking wouldn't be as much stress, but running adds about 4 or 5 times more the stress than walking does. So being away on a treadmill is just going to leave. Running actually becomes a very expensive sport.
I love running, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of those people who's over.
And do you ever suffer from any nagging injuries through shin splints?
I don't. You know, I've been lucky. I've never had any problems with back or legs or anything, and I do run a lot, or comparatively. I mean, not like some of the people I've interviewed who run like a marathon every day, like Dean Karnassus, not like that. But I run about an hour a day, 6 days a week, and I've never had any problems.
Great. Well, you're one of who's got good gait. So very well done. So
what about for the other people who or well, for me too, but what should you be doing? How do you work in instead of work out? What can you show us?
The first thing that I would recommend is, this is for people which are already stressed and they think that by going to the gymnasium they're going to change their overall physique, but they're actually going to add more stress to the body.
Okay.
Would you like to do these with me?
Sure.
Yeah?
Well, why don't you show us first and then we'll see what I would...
We all need to squat in a functional environment to be functional.
Okay.
We need to squat to bend forward, to tie your shoes, to pick any types of plates or even just a simple fork or a knife from the floor. So if you can't squat, you could be a person that could suffer from low back pain.
Okay.
So we all need to be able to squat, but you don't need to jump on a squat rack and add resistance to it. So you can just use your body, and these are called breathing squats,
okay,
which will train the body to be functional in an optimal environment, and we're training from the upper and lower extremities. So from here, you can take the beginner and I'll take the advanced. So just place your arms by the side, Gregory.
Okay, so like
yeah,
this?
And
okay.
Position your feet just outside shoulder level to a point where it feels comfortable, and you can face me.
Okay.
Okay, and turn your feet out slightly a touch.
A little bit pigeon-toed.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah. And from here, you take a deep breath in.
Okay.
As you come down, breathe out. Let your body just allow it to go all the way through the range, and as you come up, breathe in. Nice and controlled.
By the way, it helps if you don't have a chair right beside you.
Exactly, yeah, you need to, well, that's perfectly fine. We can just move this chair out of the way. So from here, breathing in. As you come down, breathe out. And just allow your body to go through its normal range. And breathe in.
And was that far enough down?
It's perfect, yeah. You'll go to your range of motion. Some people can't get all the way down, but as the body improves, their overall flexibility will increase, and then they'll be able to come through. So if you can't squat with your own body, you're not going to be able to squat with resistance.
Because I have some stretching issues, and I don't know if it's because of my running or not,
well,
but sometimes it's hard for me to...
Well, exactly. This is just allowing your body, you're just becoming, you should have base conditioning with your own body first of all. So you want to become a master of your own body before you start using resistance, because resistance, as we're talking about, is just resistant movement. And we just want to perform movement to allow the body to go through its natural range of motion, work in all planes, but become a master of your own body. That way, you'll be able to function in an optimal environment without having any nagging ailments. Okay, we'll go for the next one. From here, this one here is a Qigong toe touch. So from here, you slightly flex the knees, and you'll simply place the hands over the top. But if you can't,
this is one I can definitely not do.
Exactly.
I can tell you already.
Yeah, you see. And from here, you can
I
bend
have
your knees
never
more.
been
You
able
can
to touch
bend your
my
knees.
toes.
Bend your
I
knees
can bend,
more.
okay.
That's it. Bend your
Then
knees
I can
more.
cheat. Okay,
That's
I can
it.
do this.
And just place them here. And as you breathe in, you will just push your hips up as high as you can. And then as you exhale, slowly come down. So you're just allowing the body to stretch. So breathe in and just push your hips up.
Okay.
And then just let the hips and knees bend. And exhale. So breathing in time with it. Breathe in and up. And on each time you extend up, you should be able to come a little bit further. So you're just letting your body elongate.
So it actually doesn't matter the fact that I can't really...
Exactly, because as you progress, and you can perform these exercises daily, because as I say, we're working in, these are energizing exercises. They're not where you're going to be breaking down muscle tissue and you need days to repair, or 4 or 5 days in maybe 1 week. This is working in exercises. You can perform these on a regular basis. And up.
Okay, and how many of these do you have to do?
Well, I would recommend that for the breathing squats, begin with around 10 to 15 and eventually build up to try and make it up to 50 to 100 a day.
50 or 100? Okay.
Yeah, over a progressive time. That will allow your body to function in an optimal environment, which is key for preventing so many injuries and just getting your body to work as it's supposed to. Because in our natural environment, we should all be able to lunge, squat, twist, push, pull. If we can't do these problems and you're performing like just simply moving cameras or moving seats and stuff like that, problems become incidents and it will all lead to injury eventually.
Okay. Is there anything else you can show us before the break?
We can do another exercise which is called the horse stance, and from here you simply take a nice wide horse stance and you just sit down. That's it. And then tuck the tailbone under. So tuck the tailbone under. Okay. Open your legs more wider.
Open my legs wider. Okay.
That's it. And good upright posture. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
And just allow it from here, and then from this position here, imagine you just got a big bubble here, and you're going to breathe in. Bring the hands up, and as you come down, exhale, releasing the tension. So breathe in, and exhale. And then from here, we'll bring the hands in towards the chest.
Towards the chest, okay.
And then exhale. Really focus on the breathing, and breathe in. Release the tension. And then we're going to bring it back into the chest. Breathe in. Take it out to the side. And back in. And out. And back in. And down. You're sore, yeah? You can feel that and breathe.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, is this...
And back up, and just shake off.
Is that Grayson motion or what?
Exactly, yeah. We're getting basically rid of negative energy and putting positive energy into the body. So it's kind of really focusing on chi, which is the natural energy flow. And that energy contains all the knowledge and wisdom in the universe. But you've got to be able to use it properly, really get your respiration going, and get your body functioning in all movements.
Love it. We'll be right back. And we are back. Joining me now is Rob Riches, back today. Great to have you back,
thanks
Rob.
for having me back.
Personal trainer. He's also author of Progressive, a blueprint to a better body, including the core diet and the revolutionary new Progressive Cycles training program. That's a mouthful, but okay, so Progressive Cycles, what is this? I know there's exercise and nutrition.
Yes, there is Progressive Cycles. Now, I based this on the training programs that I used when I was following to get in prep for my contest, which is natural bodybuilding. So it's really about symmetry in the body and balancing out the body so that we've got good proportion in the lower half and the upper half.
By the way, I should say, you lost some weight since last time, right?
I've lost some body fat.
I mean, not that you were heavy, but you told me you trimmed down some, right?
Yeah, about 10 pounds.
Okay.
I've dropped down. So yeah, you'll see that later.
People notice.
The Progressive Cycles is really, it's based on training the body through the 3 different energy systems, which, if you want to know, are the phosphate system, the lactic acid, and the aerobic system, each of which have their own kind of health benefits associated with them. And the Progressive Cycles actually rotates through each one of them, each one having a systematic effect on the next training session. So let me give you an example of that.
Sure.
You would train the same body part on the same day of each week. Let's use chest as an example.
Okay.
So if Monday on the first week, I would train a heavy cycle. So with that, I would use some heavy exercises, heavy weights, and I'd mainly stick with exercises that would allow for growth. So that might be a bench press, compound movements that would use several different muscle groups, bench presses, heavy dumbbells to do incline and flies. The second week, I would then do a more moderate workout.
Okay.
Still pushing the maximum weight I could lift, but it would be over maybe a repetition range of 12 to 15.
Okay.
And then the third week would be on a light workout, which would be 15 to 20 repetitions, largely aerobic. Now, the benefit to training in this way is that the muscle works on an all or nothing principle. And while you can still lift the maximum weight you can and get a benefit out of that, the body needs to recover fully and repair itself.
Okay.
So even if you train chest on a heavy workout on a Monday and you go and push legs heavy as well on a Wednesday, your body still hasn't repaired fully from the workout on the Monday.
So the idea is you have a 3-week cycle.
Yes.
And you're going to start heavy and then get lighter as it goes on. And
It rotates through the week. So while chest is heavy on a Monday, if you train, say, legs and some shoulders or legs and parts of your arms on the Wednesday, that would be to a lesser degree, a moderate cycle. And then Friday of the same week, that final body part you would train would be to a light workout. And then it would change the following week, so it would become moderate, light and heavy, and so on the next week.
And of course, most people aren't doing this, I imagine.
Most people train just to one workout routine for maybe a 6 or 8 week period. So they may train heavy. I'm sure you know of people who have just trained the heaviest they can, week in, week out, every time they go to the gym, every body part they do, and what happens? They either risk injury because their body's not repairing quickly enough, or they'll strain a muscle group, again, injury, because they're pushing beyond their limit. And really, they just don't make gains because their body doesn't repair and therefore grow during the recovery stage. They never really advance much beyond where they started out. So that's the basis of this program here, advancement, whereby you progress through the different energy systems, allowing your body to recover at each cycle. And the key to it is that when you come back to the cycle, the 4th week, or the beginning of that first cycle again, you actually push the weights up by about 5%, which is just enough for the body to allow a new kind of cycle to begin and adjust to that extra weight. But if you think about it, if you start off bench pressing at, say, 200 pounds, within the 3-month program, which is what I've written it for, you add your weight, I think, up to about 30 pounds. So it's 15% increase over a 3-month period.
15%.
Which is, quite a big gain, which isn't going to be ongoing forever, you're going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to progress any further.
Sure.
But then you just expand the program out a little bit more, the more you become
And you've been following this yourself?
About 2.5 years now.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
So how did you come up with this?
Do you know, it's looking what other people are doing in the gym, really finding what the people who inspire me, how they're training. And I noticed they were having a lot more rest days than I first thought. So I would ask them questions. I'm always asking people questions in the gym, what they're doing, why they're doing it, whether it's wrong or right, but why they believe they're doing it and the benefits they get from that. And some things I'll pick up on and think, oh, that sounds useful. I'll kind of take that and make it my own. Others you kind of hear and think there's not much truth behind it. But I read a lot of text journals as well, magazine articles. I compile a lot of information for myself. And I've now got this big
I
A4,
saw all the diagrams and the
A4
charts.
binder. Yeah, it's got all the program diagrams in there to show good technique and correct form. So it's a full-on training manual in there as well that you can actually take into the gym and use the actual training charts to progress your workouts on each workout you go through.
Track it. You said some of the people who inspire you. Who are some of those people?
Every walk of life, from models, from film stars, from just people who are in the just in the gym that you see every day. Someone who I think have got a good aura about them, a good positive energy. It may not be they've got the best body, but the right attitude as well. To name a few, I mean the actors that come to mind. You know, Brad Pitt's up there. Matthew McConaughey, he's in the news a lot, and they've all got good bodies. But it's really how much time you can devote to your body.
Sure.
And actually, with this progressive cycle, there's only 3 workouts a week.
3 workouts a week. I was going to ask you that. Okay,
so
it's really just
3 hours a week.
3 a week.
Just taking into account the foods that you eat and how much, which we come onto in core nutrition.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I always think nutrition is such a huge part of it.
The backbone of training. It really is.
How does that play into progressive cycles, play into the nutrition part?
Core nutrition, it follows a similar basis, almost a parallel line with the progressive, whether you go through heavy, moderate, and light, determining how many calories your body needs for those workouts. What I've based it on is you establish a baseline calorie intake, whereby you work out, and it shows you in the book how to do this, how many calories your body needs just to maintain an equilibrium, just as you are. So whether you stay the same weight, not put any more weight on, or lose weight.
Okay.
Once you've established that for a month, we start to manipulate factors, which is mainly the carbohydrates that you take in, whereby, let's say you're having 200 grams of carbohydrates a day, which is still quite low compared to the most person. You would then drop each day, you would have 25% less calories than your baseline.
Okay.
So that would be 25 less. You'd have 150 grams on day 1, on day 2, on day 3, which is only a quarter of each of your meal portions cut. You're not going to miss them really.
So, because you say, so you have the high carb day, the low carb day, and the lower carb day.
Well, you have your normal carb day.
Normal carb day.
So your blood sugar levels rippling along like this. We're going to just lower it down just a little bit for 3 days, and then guess what? On the 4th day, have it up. You actually have 40% more carbs than you've been used to having throughout the whole month.
And why does that help? Why is that better?
What that would do is just,
you hear so much about these low carb diets. Why isn't it better to just, go Atkins?
The body changes quickly to kind of its environment, and if you try and force too much change, your body will quickly adapt to that and actually hold on to its fat stores. So you're not going to give up fat by doing that. What you need to do, the key to it, is to coax fat, not force it. And by doing these slight manipulations and then increasing it, what actually happens is over the 4 days, the calories that you get from those carbs are actually decreased by 15% over the whole 4 days, including that carb up day, where you can eat pasta, you can eat bagels, you can have a donut if you want in the morning. And it tells you in the book. I'm
liking it more already.
Do you see? Yeah, it's people, you can work into this book whether you're serious about training, whether you want to lose a few pounds, whether you want to get fit for a holiday or a wedding, whatever it may be, a special event. It's a book that you can take as much as that you want from it, or just a few chapters and just get a little bit from that.
But this is something you're supposed to follow then forever, basically? I mean, that becomes your way of eating? Then
it's a lifestyle. It really is, yeah. It's a book that you can read if you want to follow it for just 3 months and then go back to your normal way of living. Great, but bear in mind that you're probably not going to keep that body that you've achieved through following the program. So it's something that you need to be doing on an ongoing basis. Not every day of your life, but you need to be aware of it. The foods you eat, the portion control. The 3 rules of the book for nutrition, by the way, is really the foods that you eat, when you eat them, and how much of what you eat. If you eat until you're about 80% full, which the Japanese have a term called haribachibu,
Okay.
Harry Bachibu.
Harry Bachibu.
That's it, which means eat until you're 80% full. So if you can start to feel your gut bloating out a little bit, put your knife and fork down, push the plate away, go and do something.
In America, it's eat until you can't eat anymore, right?
Well, that's one of the reasons why there's an epidemic about. But you know, this book tells you how to. It gives you the information and gives you the knowledge to take control of your own diet and your own training, and it gives you advice on how you should do that. And then after the 3 months, if you've seen the results that you should be seeing, then you've got that knowledge in your mind to then continue it for the rest of your life.
We'll be right back. And we are back. Today, Rob and Andy are going to show us weak point training. Okay, guys, what have you got for us?
Okay, the first exercise, we're going to begin hitting the lower abdominals, stabilizing the shoulder, and it's starting off with a prone jackknife. So in a neutral position, chin tucked, spine erect. Pull the knees in, extend back out. If you can perform 10 reps at a good comfortable pace, then I reckon go to a prone jackknife, stretch, and then up into a pike. And you squeeze and you come back down.
We got the makeup artist taking
Prone
pictures off
jackknife.
camera. I just want you to know.
Up into a pike and squeeze. And if you can get to 10 reps for there, we can combine it even more functional. We can go prone jackknife. Up to a pike, down, push, back up.
Okay, and that's what? We're talking core here,
We're talking about
abs,
full body movements.
Full body movements.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Next one. Great. Okay. We've seen how to use the Swiss ball. Great for core stabilization to work the inner muscles around the gut here. Just going to start off sitting on it, okay? Next level up, you can take one leg up, just try and keep your balance. And change there. What we're going to do here is just working the biceps as well while we're on the ball.
All right.
Now, take a bicep up. What a lot of people actually want with their bicep is to get nice full round biceps.
Yep.
What they actually do is bring the arm up and down. They forget the bicep actually rotates the wrist as well and the forearm. So we're going to add a rotation into the curl. So shoulders above the hips, sit up nice and straight, chest up. We're going to do separate arms so we can really work on each bicep.
Okay.
Twist up. Little finger actually comes around taller than the thumb, so it's a full rotation,
so
really twisting in the bicep.
Twist over.
And then rotate down. And Greg, if you come up and just put your hand on my arm there, you'll feel the difference. If I do a standard curl, and if I bring the little finger all the way around, the bicep pop out there.
Yep.
So that's a weak point training there. To
Okay, so
really
make sure you
add a little bit more thickness to the bicep, yeah. Okay, Andy, what you got?
A weak point, especially for females, I call this the hard bottom syndrome. It's where you've got weak stabilizers, so the pelvic floor muscles, the deep stabilizing muscles, gluteus minimus and gluteus medius. So to hit this muscle group.
Are we talking the rear end here? Is that what we're talking
right,
about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you've got the heart the wrong way around, you want to pull that butt up, and you begin just simply walking forward and placing the shoulder blades and head firmly on the floor, on the ball. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. From this position, place the hands on the hips, just slowly lower the hips down, raise up, squeeze, pull the buttocks in nice and tight. Hold 5 seconds, slowly come back down, and raise. To advance that, we'll simply take it to
Have you got this, Francie?
one leg, and from here, lower down, and squeeze. And that's me. Weak stabilizers there. So there we go.
Exactly, that would be me falling off the ball. I would definitely do that.
Okay, one more. Ultimate core stabilization on here.
Sure.
Andy, just to help stabilize me, I'm going to stand on the ball, which requires every muscle fiber in your body to become active to keep you from falling off the ball.
Okay.
So let's see if we can do it. And as we're up, here we go, up on the ball. If you step away, you go on my own. See the legs having to work, abs are nice and tight. And with this, bicep exercises, shoulders, add some stomach in there, just getting off the hard part. So, up and down.
All right, get up off the couch and get up on the ball. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Andy, Rob.